Long before dawn, moisture settles across these sprawling fields. The environment is silent, cold, and still. Here grows Camellia sinensis, a small evergreen plant. Across these misty rows, farm workers carefully handpick only the youngest leaves and the most tender, unopened buds. At this stage, the leaves are soft, green, and heavy with natural water. Every morning, millions of people drink tea. But how does a fresh green leaf become the tea in your cup? The physical gap between the vibrant vegetation growing in the field and the final dark liquid in a cup is vast. Bridging that gap requires a strictly controlled process. Once harvested, the leaves enter a gauntlet of moisture manipulation, applied heat, and precise enzymatic reactions. The morning ritual of tea is actually the end result of a carefully timed sequence of biological and chemical interventions. The transformation begins with rapid transport. Freshly harvested leaves carry a massive amount of water, making them vulnerable to spoilage. They are quickly moved from the open fields into specialized processing facilities. Inside, they are spread out evenly across massive trays in a climate-controlled environment for the first stage of processing, withering. The sole objective here is moisture reduction. Ambient air flows steadily over the trays, forcing the fresh leaves to slowly surrender their water content. As water evaporates, the once rigid cell walls begin to sag, forcing the leaf to become limp. Without this biological primer, leaves would shatter to dust in the machinery. Simultaneously, this moisture loss triggers the chemical shifts dictating final aroma. Through withering, the leaf ceases to be a living plant part and becomes a highly malleable raw material, ready for physical disruption. The softened leaves are immediately fed into specialized machinery. Here, they are rolled, twisted, and pressed with heavy, continuous motion. At the microscopic level, this intense pressure is violently compressing the leaf's architecture, deliberately tearing its internal structural fibers. The biological purpose is to shatter the internal cell walls. This trauma forces hidden juices and naturally occurring enzymes out from the center of the leaf directly onto its surface. By dragging these internal compounds into the open air, the rolling process exposes them to a new environment, initiating an irreversible chain reaction. This is a necessary catalyst, a deliberate destruction of the leaf's original physical architecture to allow its internal chemistry to begin. This exposure leads directly into the most critical chemical event for black tea: oxidation. The crushed leaves are laid out under carefully managed temperature and humidity levels. The enzymes, newly freed during rolling, are now subjected to controlled amounts of ambient oxygen. This visualization illustrates the reaction. As oxygen molecules drift down and lock into exposed enzyme receptors, a sweeping chemical change occurs. The reaction physically darkens the plant material and synthesizes the new, complex flavor compounds characterizing processed tea. Despite their vastly different appearances, green tea, oolong tea, and black tea all originate from the exact same species of plant, Camellia sinensis. Their final character stems from timing. To produce green tea, the oxidation process is stopped very early through sudden heat, preserving the leaf's natural green color. Oolong tea is allowed to partially oxidize, while black tea undergoes prolonged, extensive oxidation to build its dark color and robust flavor profile. Human control over this single chemical variable, the precise duration of oxidation, dictates the ultimate category of the tea. Once the desired oxidation level is reached, the leaves are fired with hot air. This extreme heat entirely halts the chemical reactions, removes the last remaining moisture, and stabilizes the tea to prevent spoilage. The dry, lightweight particles are then fed through mechanical sorting systems. Vibrating screens and air blowers separate the leaves into distinct categories based on size and shape. Yet physical size is only one factor. The true quality of the batch relies on a matrix of its origin, the health of the raw material, and the precision of the processing. The finished tea is then sealed in moisture-proof packaging to protect its flavor. Finally, the tea leaves the industrial facility, shipping across the globe to reach an everyday kitchen setting. Here, the addition of hot water resurrects the dried leaves. The heat and moisture penetrate the cellular structure one last time, gently unfurling the leaves and drawing out the synthesized pigments, aromas, and flavors. From a delicate green leaf in a tea garden to a steaming cup on your table, tea is the result of agriculture, chemistry, technology, and human skill. Every cup carries an entire journey, from leaf to cup.